this fine Thursday at Earth Eagle Brewings. We're here the second Thursday of every month. This is Beats and Words, your favorite poetry open mic. If you haven't signed up yet, there's a sheet over here.
Appointment tomorrow, and I would read Sexy Dentist if we don't think it's overplayed. We're gonna read Sexy Dentist. It's called I showed up to my dentist appointment dirty and hungover. Tequila the night before didn't work. The hygienist said hi to Sexy Dentist, and I don't think doctors should be allowed to be that handsome. How can I face my moral failings toward my body, the rot in my tooth, when it means I must be ugly in front of this man? I was suddenly very aware of the scent of my sweat, stale and big old square bow. He asked me to open my mouth wider. Just like that. I wish I had washed my hair. He stuck his fingers in my mouth, told me to bite down. Harder than that. His big fingers touching the meat of my tongue, getting familiar with the feel of my spit. You're doing such a good job following my directions. He could have told me to walk into traffic, and I'd have done it. If it meant he would call me a good girl after. This next one's gonna shake and rattle you a bit. Well, doctor, don't threaten me with a good time. I wondered what he would do if I closed my lips around the big fingers in my mouth as he filled me. That's a notice. Let it hurt when you drill me, Sexy Dentist. If that means I can flicker the way your skin feels on mine. He told me I was doing so good. So much faster than the woman before me, who was nervous. So he had to take his time. If only I was afraid of needles, so that you would have to be gentle with me, Sexy Dentist. It's hard when you're nervous, because you can't be rude. You gotta be patient so that they keep coming back. You can be as mean as you want to be, doctor. I prefer it that way. When he was done giving it to me, he left me alone and numb. The hygienist escorted me out, and I was already thinking of the dress I would pick out after I showered and washed my hair. The black one without straps. Once my lips regained feeling, I would line them toothbrush red. I take the floss that he gave me, my only parting gift, and tie it round my tooth. I couldn't wait to hear the door slam, to carve out another piece of me for him to fill up. Thank you.
One more time for Kat. The story. I woke one day to beautiful fall, crisp. I got out of bed and I walked downstairs to survey last night's damage from the party that was taking place there the night before. I walked around and tried to figure out how to accomplish the cleaning. And
I saw a leftover something or other on the table. So I picked it up and scarfed it down to try and clear my head. I walked to the sink where there was a pile of dishes and figured I'd start there. I turned on the hot water and put in the soap. The bubbles came up and the sun shone through the window. The bubbles acted like a prism and shone rainbows on my shirt. I thought of that album cover by Pink Floyd. Then I thought of Floyd the barber. Hey, how you doing, Floyd? Busy, busy, busy. I was interrupted by a soft knock on the front door, so I went to see who it was. I opened the door to find a young woman standing there. She was pretty. She had porcelain white skin, jet black hair, and black shoes. And she said, "I'm here to help you." I said, "Come on in." She picked up the place, went to the sink, finished washing the dishes, and said, "I need to rest. I think I'll take a nap." So I showed her to the guest bedroom upstairs and said, "Here you go. Rest, if you will." And she did. She climbed into the bed and immediately fell fast asleep. As I gazed upon her porcelain face, I felt the urge to give her a kiss goodnight. So I pressed my lips against her cheek, and she immediately woke and said, "Won't you join me for a nap?" I said, "I will." She pulled back the covers, I jumped in, and about 2 hours later, she sat up and said, "I must leave." She got out of bed, put on her dress, and headed for the stairs. I followed her down to the front porch, where I could hear music playing. As I followed her out to the porch, I saw 7 short, stout men, all with instruments, playing a song. And they were singing, "Boil that cabbage down, son, turn them hoe cakes around. The only song that we can sing is boil that cabbage down." And the woman said, "Boys, let's go home." She walked down the stairs to the front lawn. They followed her in single file. Each one nodded and winked at me as he went by. Just then a wolf emerged from behind the shrubs, standing on his hind feet. He surveyed the situation looked after the group that went down the street, and wondered what to do. Just then 3 small pigs scampered out from under the porch, across the lawn, across the street, into a brick firehouse. The wolf landed on all 4s, shook his head, puffed in disgust, and ran away. I surveyed the situation. I went back inside. I locked all the doors, drew the shades, and meant to stay in for the rest of the day. And I thought to myself, it must have been something I ate. That's it.
Well, that wraps it up, folks. Thanks for coming to Beats and Words here at Earth Eagle Brewing every second Thursday of the month. Next month will be November. It will be the second Thursday in November, and we'll see you there. I'd like to introduce the band. Sorenson on the saxophone. Geoff Himsel on guitar. Ben Wellwood on guitar. Littlefield on the bass. Gruen on the drums. My name is Myles Burr, and I love you.